Today is our century.
100.
100.
Welcome to the PLot Malaysia.
Hello, welcome to the PLot Malaysia. This is our 100th episode. This is the show for the fans.
By the fans.
Woo-hoo! Hurry, we finally did it, man. We finally did it. 100th episode. You know, Hurry, before we start the show, I just want to say what an amazing partner in crime you are. Although you support Liverpool with the club I hate so much, but I love you, man. 100 show is ours today.
Hey, man, it's huge. It's a huge achievement. I think it's fair to say when we started the journey, I think it was in February, Ram. Wasn't it February?
Yep.
We didn't
even
know how long it was going to go on for. For example, we didn't know the challenges we were going to face. We just had a plan. We had a vision in mind. We wanted to start something. We've hit the 100 episodes before the end of the year. Good timing before Christmas as well. So really, man, it's awesome, bro. And yeah, fair to say you've been a great partner in crime as well, especially this year when United have been absolutely garbage. It's been fun having you on the show. It's been fun hitting out at you. And I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
Well, safe to say it's only half the season gone. We still have the other half of season to go. So anything can happen. But hey, kudos to you and Liverpool. I think, they're doing really, really well. But yeah, man, what a 100th episode. So guys, if you're watching this 100th episode, do share with us your thoughts, your comments. We really, really want to make this very special episode. So we're looking forward to it. So hurry.
Yeah, I mean, drop your comments. Let us know what you think of the show in general. Let us know what has been your favorite episodes, any specific topics, any specific discussion points you want us to delve into more in the future, for example, as well. Just let us know, man. Keep the feedback coming around. Before we get very special guests on the show, I'm going to ask you a question, man. Out of the 100 episodes, which one was your favorite? Was there a moment which was your favorite moment in these 100 episodes?
Wow. It's a tough one, Harry. 100 episodes have gone by. So much we have spoken about. So much we have talked about. I think I have to say, I really, really enjoyed, the one that we had Shabby on the show. I think that was definitely one of my favorite shows, favorite episodes, and we're so happy that Shabby, with who he is, he has actually humbly graced our show. And of course, Shabby, thanks to you as well. If you're watching this, love that episode very much. What about you, Harry? What about you?
Actually, yeah, we got. Shabby came on a couple of times. It was fantastic to have him on, and his insights. He calls a spade a spade. So that was the best part of the show. But yeah, so I'm going to go with something different since we already said Shabby. I think amongst one of our earlier shows, I've got to say the show we did about Jamaica and the national football team, and how they were, and exactly, and Jamaica has a football team, but how they pulled together these players in England who really England were not going to promote into the national team, and they sort of gave them citizenship or brought them back in to play for the team. So I thought that was a great topic we spoke about early on when we started off. And then I think one of my most favorite episodes was when we had Liverpool Man United preview, very, very recently.
Oh, the Pullman show.
The recent one, the most recent one, when we had, I think, about 8 guests on the show. And that was fantastic banter, man. I think we had 4 Liverpool, 4 United fans, and it was awesome, man. So shout out to all you guys who were on that show. That was fabulous. So, Ram, without further ado, man, we're going to review either part of the 100 episode. I mean, it's almost now 100 episode, but we're going to speak about the weekend's fixtures. And not just the weekend fixtures. There were some midweek games as well. So we want to talk about some of those games as well. So let's get straight into it, man. Let's get our panel of esteemed guests on board. I'll let you do the introductions, Ram.
Okay, great. So we have a very special guest who has been one of our panel guests. He has been one, of course, somewhere in the middle, and of course, towards the 100 show as well. But today on our 100 episode, we find that it's very, very important to have him. We love this guy, amazing guy, Let's welcome Mr. BC.
I've got to say, he's from our noisy neighbors, though. Mr.
Noisy
BC.
neighbors from Singapore. Spurs fan BC. There you go, the noisy laugh.
Brother.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we begin, before I say anything else, congrats once again. 100 episodes. Oh my God, 100 episodes.
Solid, it was you've been a big part of that, BC. I think one of our first few shows was with you, man. Kudos, man. Kudos for sharing a lot of your
and for those guys and for those guys who don't know this, BC was actually giving us a tutorial on StreamYard. I remember before. Remember the beginning.
When we got started.
When we got started. So thank you so much, BC. You've been a very, very great help, a big influence, and of course have now become one of our greatest friends in the football world as well.
No worries. I mean, I'm really happy that the way you all grow and also, I always look out and then you all needed Aston Villa fan help you all find lah.
That was
awesome, man.
Bro. That was a really good episode.
A really good episode.
It's awesome. BC, thanks for coming on, brother.
Thanks for coming on.
Anytime for you guys.
Spurs fan, hardcore Spurs fan. Now we bring on a hammer. We had a couple of great episodes with this man. He's very insightful, thoroughbred West Ham fan, and West Ham are flying right now. So let's bring on Keshav.
Hello. The hammer in the house. Welcome once again, Keshav. Really, really pleasure having you on the show. It's our 100th episode, and we felt, wow, it would be so good to have you on. So welcome once again.
Thank you.
All right. Great.
Yeah, brother. And I can see the smile on your face, man. It's obviously going to be there for a while with West Ham flying right now. Now we'll bring on Keshav's brother, Lakshan, who's he's a hardcore Liverpool fan though. And he's extremely insightful, knows his football, and guess what? He supports the best club on planet Earth. So
I disagree.
Lakshan.
Hi,
Hi,
guys.
Lakshan. Lakshan, nothing against you personally. I love you as a guy, man, but I hate the club. Okay, so.
No. It's okay.
Right now, you're the one who can laugh at him, Lakshan. So it's all good, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now we'll bring on another panel guest of ours. He joined us very recently in a show which was with Kevin, which was an absolutely brilliant show. He runs his own podcast, which, by the way, guys, is absolutely brilliant. So if you guys want to listen to it on Spotify or even on YouTube, it's brilliant because what he talks about, let me speak about it later as well, but he talks about the 90s football and football in the early 2000s, which is the kind of football I loved, man. I still love that brand of football the most. So he's got some fabulous shows. He's had some celebrity guests on his show, and he's unfortunately a big-time United fan. Which kind of spoils it for him. Like, everything else so far has been great, but then he says he's a United fan.
Hurry, stop it.
Let's welcome Ras.
Hello guys. Hello. Thanks for having me on the show. Congratulations on reaching 100 episode as well.
Thank you very
much.
Thank you for coming.
Mentioning to Ram. Yes, Villa. I was mentioning to Ram on Facebook as well for your 200 episode. Please do a pangra.
You don't have to wait for 200 episodes for that, bro. He'll do it right now.
Go ahead, man.
Just turn on the music. You'll start.
All right, cool.
Thanks a lot for joining us, brother.
Welcome.
Awesome.
My pleasure.
So let's get straight into it, guys. We're going to review the games over the weekend, and then obviously there's some games in midweek as well, which were some absolute crackers. I thought we've got to start. I was thinking where to start actually, and then I said, you know what, we've got to start. There's no other place to start now.
Really, yeah.
It's the Lord himself. It's the Lord himself. I'm thinking about. I'm Lord Divok. I'm thinking of contributing to establishing his statue somewhere in Liverpool, because that's how big this guy has been for us, So let's start with talking about the two fixtures.
Dude,
Liverpool
the scoreline.
The score's reversed.
It's wrong, reversed. You put Everton for.
I wish that.
And guys. By the way, Hari is the one who prepares all these scorelines himself. So
I think
Liverpool
deep
fan,
down inside he knows he's going to get thrashed by Everton. lah. What kind of plastic fan is that?
Hey!
Oh,
my
man.
God,
That
man.
is one episode I will remember. This is one episode I'll remember, Hari. The next time you ask me this question, I'm going to answer this one. Definitely.
This just shows you that this just shows you guys that I've been at work and I just got back from work, and also pardon that, But
no worries.
all right, let's get started, guys. So, I mean, we had to start with Lord Diwak, but Liverpool. Let's talk about Liverpool's fixtures first. First, starting off with a big win against Everton in the Merseyside derby, which was an absolute stroll in the park. Actually, I was nervous going to the game, but it was a stroll in the park. And then we had Liverpool getting the better of Wolves in the week as well. So, guys, let's talk about the Everton-Liverpool game, man. Lakshan, I'm going to start with you, man. The Liverpool fan in the house. How did you find the game, man? How was the game for you?
We don't have a good record at Goodison, but this time we actually demolished them. I mean, it was a very clean performance. Attacking-wise, Salah and Trent were brilliant. Robertson down the left side, and I thought underestimate the man of the match performance.
Yep.
But Salah's third goal was just brilliant, I have to say.
The runaway goal, the breakaway goal.
Yeah.
Actually all the goals.
But I think we got too comfortable after 2-0. But no.
I agree, man. I agree. I think all the goals were brilliant actually in the game. Henderson stood out. I thought he was absolutely brilliant in that game actually with the goal, and the goal he scored was brilliant as well with his left foot. Curled into the bottom corner, and then obviously Salah's 2 goals. But I've got to say, man, I'm going to disagree with you, man. For me, the goal of the match was Diogo Jota. Now, we've got Russ in the house, so Russ talks about football in the 90s and early 2000s. Russ, you know, there was a man who managed Barcelona in the 90s who used to pull off these turns very often. They used to call it the Cruyff turn, I thought Diogo Jota did it to perfection, man, with that goal. What were your thoughts on that goal, man? Did it bring back memories there?
If I'm being really honest, I've not seen the goal. I'll tell you that.
Okay, then you have to watch that goal.
Because I only watch Liverpool when they lose.
Okay.
So do I. It's nice.
So when they win like that, sakit hati. I don't want to watch.
Okay.
But anyways, kudos to Liverpool. Okay.
I would get you to watch
I watched
that
the second
goal,
game though. The Wolves one I watched, so I got something to say about the Wolves one.
Okay, we'll get to that game very, very soon, man. But yeah, I thought perfect performance by Liverpool. I mean, we conceded a goal. We got a bit complacent, but I thought it was a really good win, man, and it was comfortable at the end. BC, did you watch the game?
Yeah. There was, I think, second minute, third minute, you already start like almost 2 goals already.
Should have been 3-0 actually within 5 minutes or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, Everton this season they're quite weak, you know. They can't even beat us at our worst, you know. No, honestly, they can't even beat us at our worst. And that team from Manchester came to our house and whacked us, you know. Then Everton, I think, yeah, you are right. I think it was complacency after the second goal. I was quite disappointed without the clean sheet. I had a few Liverpool defenders. I was bloody hell.
Fantasy
and
league
then
some beating there.
apart from that, I agree. The fourth goal is nice.
Was brilliant.
Prior turn, I wouldn't think so lah. You just making him sound so good lah. He's good lah.
He's quality, bro. His record is unbelievable, man. I think he's got a 1-in-2 record.
I mean, Ned Phillips is a bloody world class defender also lah.
He's world class, bro. He got us in the Champions League, man. He's more than world class.
No lah. I think the goal was nice. No doubt. But I think the third goal was good. The breakaway, Salah.
The breakaway, yeah.
I mean, when you see Salah in such position nowadays, go.
It's devastating. Yep. Is he? Let's start the conversation very quickly again for one round the house. Is Mo Salah definitely the best player on current form? And was that an absolute mockery? Did they make an absolute mockery of the Ballon d'Or, by the way, with Salah ranked number 7 and Messi winning it over Lewandowski?
Absolute rubbish. I mean, if I'm going to say it, to be honest, absolute rubbish. I don't think Messi deserved to win it. I think Lewandowski actually at this particular round, I think he should have gotten it, to be honest, because he has showed what a great player he is. doing well in Bayern. He's always been at Bayern for so long now, but I don't think with Messi transferring to PSG, not performing really well. So I felt it was not. I don't know. To me, I was very disappointed with the results. Not for me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, not for me as well. I agree. Lewandowski should have won it. I think nowadays you can't take this Ballon d'Or seriously
Yeah,
anymore.
seriously.
No.
Yeah,
Yep, I agree.
ever since it's been dominated by Cristiano and Messi.
Messi.
There have been a few editions where neither deserve to win, but they won it. So
Yep,
yeah, they
yep.
just can't read too much in it. But at the same time, I wouldn't say Salah was the best player because you would have to take into account what they did last season as well. So I think
Agree.
Lewandowski-
I don't think he's seventh though. I think he should have been higher than seventh rank, man.
Fourth or maybe fifth.
Even
somewhere, yeah.
even when Liverpool were not performing last year, he's still second top scorer in the league, etc. So I think he still had a consistent year throughout.
Yep, definitely.
I think if it wasn't for his goals, Liverpool would have finished 8th, I think, in the league last year.
Yeah, I
that would
agree.
be wonderful.
I agree with you, Ras. I agree with you. Oh, my goodness.
No, I mean,
What a
I'm-
signing he has been.
I'm
man.
actually happy that Messi won the Ballon d'Or
Okay.
Why?
because I didn't want that stupid guy from Chelsea to win it.
Jorginho.
Oh, Jorginho.
People keep saying he's world class, he's damn good. What is he good for? He's not even Chelsea's best player. He's not even
Yeah.
Italy's best player. Just because he won the Euro and the Champions League, he became the world's best player all of a sudden. Come on.
Yeah.
And
That to me
talking
was
about
wrong.
being
Yeah.
absurd, you have Salah on 7th spot. Salah. Where the hell is Kane?
Kane doesn't belong anywhere, bro. He's got 1 goal in 13 Premier League games. You better keep
Bro,
quiet
it's
about Harry
last
Kane now.
season, bro. It's not this season.
Yeah, last season. Actually,
it's
I
last
agree with
season.
BC. I agree with
It's
BC. I
last
think
season,
Kane
it's
should
not
have
based on
also
this
been in the
season.
list.
If it's based on this
Yeah.
season, Messi only got 1 bloody goal in the league.
Yeah, correct.
It's not
You're
about this
absolutely
season.
right.
If it's about this season, then yes, we are talking about it's last season. So I think this is absurd. The moment Russ is right. The moment it's been dominated. I heard rumors that the Ballon d'Or is gonna get retired the moment those two retire because nobody else will give.
You know what?
It'll be a balloon deal.
Before we get back to Liverpool, I got to mention one thing. I heard something. The Ballon d'Or is voted by journalists from different countries, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So apparently,
Stupid journalists from Singapore voted Messi.
Apparently, this is even better. Apparently, the Scottish journalist, I don't know who he voted number 1, but he voted Lukaku number 2 for the Ballon d'Or. Much higher than Lewandowski. He put Lewandowski in 5th place. So he had Lukaku about 3 rungs higher than Lewandowski for the Ballon d'Or. So there you go, lah. So you can't really bank on that, based on these votes.
I would say Lukaku didn't have that bad a season. Not bad.
I don't think he was the second best player in the world. Though,
Yeah,
bro.
of course not.
Not over
lah.
Lewandowski,
Of
man.
course not. No, of course
people
not. Of course.
Singing praises of Inter Milan last season, people tend to forget that they got knocked out of Europe completely after the first round.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They couldn't even finish in their league, in their group.
You better stop criticizing Inter Milan. That manager who didn't get them into the second round is your manager now, my friend.
Yeah, but that's Conte lah. That's Conte for you. He's the best one match a week manager, Conte.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I agree. Look at his run at Chelsea. He won the league when they were out of Europe.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you guys are not out of Europe now.
Sorry?
Not yet.
You are not out of Europe now.
Soon to be.
Okay, fair enough. So coming back to the game very quickly, I thought it was a cruise control for Liverpool. It was easy. Anyone that stood out for you, whoever watched the game, Ram, BC, anyone can chip in here. Keshav, any player stood out for you and you thought, yeah, I had a brilliant game?
Salah.
Salah. Fair
Jordan
enough. What about Jordan Henderson?
Nah. Salah is unplayable right now.
I'm gonna add one more name to that, man. I thought Thiago Alcantara was brilliant.
He has been brilliant.
I think he's finding his form now. He's had a couple of brilliant games actually. So I would add Thiago Alcantara into it. Moving on. Whole team's on fire. I agree, bro. I agree. Let's move on very quickly to the Wolves game, because the Wolves game I thought showed a different side to Liverpool, I'm going to show his face again, but Lord Divock Origi. And I think what was brilliant about this week as a Liverpool fan was the fact that we had a game against Everton where it was cruise control. The last three games we have won by 4 goals. But it showed a different side. It showed that we have the other side to us this year as well, which is we can grind a result out when we need to get a result. We'll play right till the end and grind a result. And for me, that's a sign of a team that is going for the league. I mean, when we won the league, that's what we were doing. We won some games big, but we were also able to grind results out in the last minute, get some last minute winners, etc. So that was a great result for me. And I
disappointed with Wolves. They could have done something in that game. Disappointed with them.
Oh no, I mean, if we had our shooting boots on, that should have been another 4-0. By the way, Diogo Jota missed an empty goal, so there were lots of chances in the game. There were too many chances in the game, and in the end, we needed Lord Divock to score the goal. But I mean, I come to you, Lakshan, again. Was that the standout for you? The fact that we could grind the result out, was that what you took out of that game?
Yeah, it was, because early on this season, we didn't, even the Man City when we drew 2-2 and the Chelsea we drew 1-1, we couldn't get that win in the last minute. But actually, we could have made it very comfortable on Saturday, but the missed chance. I think Jota had a chance early in the first half, the header, he should have scored.
I think Salah had a chance as well when
he missed that.
Yep.
Also, and it was Jota's birthday that day, on Saturday. I don't know how
he club as well. Yeah, his former club as well. So
yeah. But the goal we scored wasn't a fluke. We just kept on going. Van Dijk's pass, Salah's touch, amazing. And the finish from Lord Divock, amazing.
Yeah. I'm just going to add something as well. I mean, I thought who stood out in that game. I thought there were a couple of things that stood out as well. One was the fact that Adama Traore. I mean, the Wolves had one tactic, which was defend deep and play a ball through for Adama. I think, Ras, I'm going to come to you because you say you did watch this game. But they kept just trying to find him whenever they broke out. And what was interesting was, and I like to see this because Man City are really good at this. When someone has the ball and is breaking on them, they just drop him and take a yellow card. And it was awesome to see Fabinho do it, Robertson do it as well. So you stop the attack at source and you don't let them break. So that was nice to see. It shows a bit of
tactical nous.
Tactical nous, that's the word. And I thought that was good to see. And the other thing that was good to see was Liverpool switch formations. They saw that they were struggling to break through Wolves. They changed the formation early. They took Henderson off. They played with a 4-2-3-1 with Divock, Mane, Salah and Jota. And I thought we started playing well. So it shows that we also are quite flexible. We could play with a 4-2-3-1 and we created a lot of chances with that as well. And I, again, have got to say, I thought Thiago Alcantara and Fabinho in the middle of the park were unbelievable. They were awesome in that game.
Thiago was
agreed, man. Ras, I'll come to you on this one, man. You saw that game. Anything to add on that?
Yeah. When you talk about the 90s, that last-minute goal reminded me of Manchester United of old. There were games United did not play well. We were needing a goal late in the game. Someone like Solskjaer would come in and score and win the game. So, that kind of thing reminded me of the United of 90s. But of course, being on the other side, when you see that happening, it breaks your heart. Because of course, we're not going to support Liverpool as a United fan. But, you were really cheering on Wolves and hoping they would somehow find a goal. And also in that counter-attack, I think Raul Jimenez went down too soft. Because he had the ball, he was running down the channel, and then he just went down looking for a foul. Didn't happen. Liverpool broke and they scored. So
and I think Ras, just to say this right, even United beat Wolves 1-0 in the same fashion where Rashford scored the last minute winner.
Greenwood scored.
Greenwood scored last minute winner. So I thought that was a reminder there. But Liverpool, I was hoping that a 0-0 at least would have been something, drop points, something for United to cheer about. But then they stole the happiness away, man.
But that's like what Hari said. That's a mark of a champion team to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, so
that's why it's good to see, right? Because we have the ability to entertain, get 4 goals, but we also have the ability to grind the result. And then the celebrations on the bench, man, Keshav and Lakshan as well. That was brilliant to watch as well. The way Klopp was celebrating with the players and all the players were celebrating as well. So that was nice to see. Yeah. Nothing like a 1-0 last-minute winner. So I thought it was brilliant. Liverpool march on, second in the table, City on top. But guess what? We've overtaken Chelsea. And going great guns. Hopefully we keep it going. I'm going to move on now because we've got a couple of United fans here. So let's talk about some United games over the last week.
Yeah, something we don't see very often, no?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like my eyes are doing playing some tricks on me, like BC. I see 2 United scores, 2 wins here. Is that correct? Have I made a mistake with another typo here by any chance?
No,
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 this season
you
very
did
good
all
against
fine.
London team. That's about the only thing they can do.
Yeah,
Hopefully a lot of
yeah,
London
yeah.
teams are.
We should play all our games
yeah.
in London then.
Yeah. I think so too.
Majority of
I think
United
so.
fans are in London anyway.
All overseas.
He's got a valid point.
You all feel at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to ask the United fans. I'm going to ask the United fans this, like Ras,
Yeah.
man.
Go
2
ahead,
big
Ras.
wins.
Ras, go first. Yeah.
Ras, you go first, man. The United game against Arsenal. I caught the first half. I didn't catch the second half. It was a very early in the morning game. But your thoughts on that game? That game was still under Michael Carrick, by the way, and then obviously he left right after that game. But I saw the first half of that game. I'm just going to add something here. But I thought Arsenal was a better team in the first half, actually.
Yeah.
I thought they were really good in that first half. So I didn't catch the second half, but it ended 3-2 to United. So what were your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I agree. I think Arsenal started well, and then that goal, that first goal that Arsenal scored, clutch moment,
Controversial.
Fred stepping on your own goalkeeper, and then De Gea just falling, hoping for a foul, and the game to be stopped, and then Arsenal scored. Clutch moment, and then I think the equalizer was good. We scored a very good equalizer, well worked move, and thereafter I think second half played much better in the second half. But the same way we scored to make it 2-1, we considered in that same fashion for the equalizer, Arsenal's equalizer, and then what happened then? Oh, Ronaldo scored a penalty. Yes.
Yeah, I think Odegaard committed a bit of
a silly challenge.
Fred, wasn't it?
Fred, oh my God, Fred. Yes. Now I remember.
Fred was involved in all 3 goals. Fred was involved in all 3
that's
goals.
amazing. You see, he had a horrible game. He was passing the ball typically to the opponents more than his own players. And then he goes on and wins us a penalty, and he had a hand in the first goal, second goal. So one of our goals, he had a hand. He played an assist, and we scored. So what a crazy game. What do you make of that performance? Is neither here nor there. So that's
for me.
Fred.
For me, I felt it was a very of course end-to-end stuff. Overall, the whole game was
open game.
Very open game. Is something that really scared me, because when you come to Old Trafford, you don't want it to be that open. You want it to be like, you want a home team. As a home team, you just want to keep going and creating chances. So I felt a bit scared, to be honest. And for one moment, I thought Arsenal was going to nick this game. And they were going to win it, because they did have chances to score. But of course, then we have the man Ronaldo, coming up with the goods again. In style, scoring the penalty, scoring the lead 2-1. And I think, really what critics say about him being at 36 years old, can he still play the way he does? I think, he still has so much in him that we have yet to see. So I'm looking forward to it, of course, very, very much so. But I got to say this, I don't think the first goal should have been allowed by Arsenal, because I think the commentator said as well that if a keeper is down injured, regardless whether it's your own player or not, when the keeper is down injured, he's not able to even move to make a save, he should be the goal should not be given. So
I disagree with that. I want your thoughts on this, BC. I see you wagging your fingers, man.
I tell you, if this law is to go down, Tottenham will never ever concede a goal. You all shoot, we kick goalkeeper, keeper go down. You shoot, I kick goalkeeper. You shoot, I kick goalkeeper. No, I think there's only one person to blame for that goal. Your mascot. Like, go and step on people's leg for what?
Mascot.
I'm in a chat group with United fans, all United. I think Russ should know the Red Devils, them, Baru and all. All of them were like, yesterday they were like going all out on Fred. Everyone going to get starts up on Fred for revenge. But I think, I don't know, man. Gengar pressing.
Gurgen pressing.
He sounded like a Ganga, like some Ganga from India pressing something.
Do you think that it's a stupid move to to hire interim manager?
That's a really good question. I'm gonna put that question to you. So obviously that was a good game against Arsenal. In my opinion, actually a draw would have been a fair result from what I saw of the highlights. I think
Arsenal should just lose all 38 games lah.
I know I'm you're a Spurs fan, but I think Arsenal were denied a legitimate penalty shout as well, right? If I'm not mistaken in that game.
No.
That's what I heard at least.
No, there's no such thing.
No such thing.
So anyway, you brought up a good point, like, bringing in an interim manager, Gergen pressing, and we spoke about this. Me and Ram spoke about this in an episode recently as well.
Yep.
But I mean, Sean brings this up as well. As Gergen pressing suits CR7, your opinion, guys, and then obviously everyone talks about Ralf Rangnick and his first game against Crystal Palace. I saw that game, by the way, and I thought first half United were good with the pressing, but second half it was all over the shop. So
yeah,
this I agree with BC on this. I want to ask Ras and Ram, and maybe even Lakshan and Kesha, feel free to chime in, man. But do you think it's smart to bring in a manager like Ralf Rangnick, who's a big advocate of Gergen pressing, just for 5 or 6 months in the middle of the season?
There's not much choice, I would say. So I support this decision to bring in a interim manager. I feel they have an idea of what they want to do in the sense that they hire him as an interim manager. Again, he might be the permanent manager if he does well enough. But if not, they just keep him as interim manager, and then he'll get someone in that can carry on his work. So there's some continuity in that sense. So that makes sense to hire him as an interim manager.
But why would he get someone to in? Because apparently, this is why I read within the fine lines like BC. Yeah, but apparently, after the 6 months are up, he goes into a consultant role. Consultant role doesn't mean he's employed by the club. He's essentially like he's a consultant to the club. So you don't really have to take
Freelance.
the advice of a consultant, right? You don't have to take the advice of a consultant. He can give you some advice, but you don't have to take it on board. You can say, no, we're going to go a different way, right? So how does that make it a long-term move, man? It just seems very short-term again.
Yeah, but that's I think open to interpretation, right? Because
exactly
how they gonna define this consultant role? Because I don't think if they're just gonna do it in this way, I don't think he will accept the role in the first place. Because I think he was offered recently by Chelsea last season. Yeah. And he rejected that because he just didn't want to be a short-term manager. He wanted something long-term. So I'm sure they must have had some kind of long-term discussion plan with him, and with him playing an integral role and not just as just by the by kind of a person. So I think probably the word they've used, consultant, maybe might not be the right one. I don't know, because again, these are details we are not too sure about right now.
Exactly.
I think it's a smoke screen. I think this consultancy could be a smoke screen for all, because he did mention in his press conference, which I've watched. I don't know, Hari, if you catched it, but I did, and he said that he now knows his role as an interim manager. He's going to come in as 6 months to try and help the team, shape the team, and to do what needs to do. And of course, then he said. And questions was asked whether he doesn't mind taking on the permanent manager role, and he said, well, we haven't discussed about the future. We don't know what's going to happen, but he said it could happen like something in Schalke, where he was the interim manager and he recommended himself to be the permanent manager. So it could end up like that, Hari, to be honest. So
I don't know. He seems a bit of a guy who's all about himself, but what are your thoughts, BC, on this? And I also bring up a point now, because I brought this up previously. I mean, a great point, Ankit. This is what we're going to say. He seems like he's auditioning to become full-time manager, possibly. So, but I've got a question mark about Ralf Rangnick in the sense that his method is a Gergen pressing method. When Klopp joined Liverpool mid-season in October, it was in the first season. We actually finished 8th that year. I think it was 7th or 8th that year. We made the Europa League final. Am I right, Lakshan? You remember we finished? I think it was 8th that year. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, because Gergen pressing takes time. It takes you to really takes time to make, training from a training perspective, but also you got to get the players fit. And it actually takes a full pre-season. You need a lot of training time, proper pre-season to get them fit. Because what happened to us that year was we were very inconsistent when he came in. And also we had a ton of injuries, hamstring injuries, because it involves a ton of sprints. And if your players are not used to it, you're going to pick up a lot of injuries. So I see this kind of a theme possibly happening with United if That's what he does, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. For me, I don't know. And then obviously the fact that there's no clarity about what he's going into next, it just seems a bit weird. Like BC, can you chime in?
This Rangnick thing, I find very weird to get an interim manager to replace an interim manager. So what if he screw up? So you all get another interim manager, is it?
We get the outer rim.
No.
Okay, I mean, you
Because
have to understand this is not-
Ole lost his will, so now we need the interim. So when the
you
interim
see, you have to
Rosa, we
understand
need
that, Ralf, he made his name not as a manager.
Director of
He
football.
did well for Hoffenheim, but he's more of a sporting director kind of person. So I really foresee this consultant thing becoming a football director. Your current football director is clueless.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's not even your best player, and a lot of you guys don't even like him. And now he's your football director. More like Abang Adik, then join in Puina, it's like, you know what I mean? But I think United just need this new identity, because you guys are supposed to be playing attacking football, but you guys are boring. I mean,
Very blatant.
Look at your lineup. Look at your lineup. You guys are boring.
How?
You guys are boring. You guys are supposed to be super duper exciting. Your team and all. But
yeah.
I think the only thing boring than your team is the Nuno Spurs lah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair
Keshav,
enough.
what are your thoughts, man? You've been very quiet, so I want to get your thoughts on Ralf Rangnick.
I think it's a good appointment for Man United, but yes, to do with the consultancy role, it's a bit unsure on how to proceed from there. But right now, I think for Man United is focusing on the short term, on him getting the message across to the players. And I watched the game against the Palace, and I thought first half Man United, from all the other games, had much better work rate. They were passionate on the ball. A lot of different things I saw than what Ole was doing. But of course, this pressing needs time and effort, and you need a lot of training, like what Hari said. But it's going to take time, and it's showing good signs at first half. But hopefully it can continue. But at the same time, I thought also Palace was very poor in terms of they didn't get any shots. And
I thought they were just poor breaking out. Palace, really, really poor. Well, I mentioned this in a chat, Ras. I want your thoughts on this as well, because I have my doubts about Ralf Rangnick. My doubts are very simple, right? Because people speak very highly about him. He's very credible. A lot of managers speak very highly about him, but he just seems like a manager who is good at coaching other coaches and coaching other managers. When he's actually been a manager of a football club, he hasn't really done great guns. He hasn't been employed by any of the big clubs. So I'm left questioning whether he has management of player. He has man management skills. He may be a good tactician, but does he have man management skills of players, of big egos? He just seems like a very good coach of coaches. Coaches pick up a lot from him. So that's where I have my doubts about him. And obviously I looked at these stats, which were a bit interesting as well. 38 years in management. He's won no league titles. He's won one national cup. Total trophies won one. And then, of course, I also saw something else, which was the fact that I think he recommended himself for the job at RB Leipzig. He was sporting director. I think a manager left or was sacked. He recommended himself. He became manager for that season. And then after that, he brought in Nagelsmann, if I'm not mistaken. But apparently, during the time he was manager, he didn't do great. The team wasn't doing as great. And then Nagelsmann came in and the team took off. So again, that got me questioning about whether he's actually a really good coach or manager of a football team, or whether he's just a very good coach of coaches and maybe a good tactician. So that's where my doubts are, to be honest.
I only can say we shall see on that, because you probably make a good point. I honestly don't know much about him, but when you're looking back into his history, then I remember that I remember his Schalke team that beat Inter and then lost to United. I thought that team was quite impressive in the way they played. I've heard a few comments from some German football analysis, and they've mentioned that he wanted a break from football, and Bayern actually offered him a role, but he didn't want to joined Bayern. So that was one instance like that. And but I mean, there are things as well, like when you hear him speak, he speaks well, and he's got all this
Agreed.
philosophy around it, the tactics, and all the others. German managers speak very well about him as well. I think Jurgen Klopp was bemoaning that he has joined as United, as United's manager. So there is certainly respect from the managers, so they know what they know a lot about him. But whether he can transfer that on the pitch or not, that remains to be seen. So let the pitch do the talking.
No, I think there's no doubt about it, because everyone speaks highly about him, and I've heard him speak as well in conferences, etc. You see the videos, etc. And
very impressive the way he talks.
Very sharp, very impressive. But he seems like he's a really good tactician. My question is on his man management skills, lah. Because he's never really managed big egos. He's never managed at a big club. He's been quite unsuccessful as a football manager. If you look at it, he's had some
because I think all the teams he's managed, maybe that Schalke team that I was mentioning about had Raul Gonzalez, and that's the biggest ego that he had in his time as a manager that he had to deal with. And he got Raul playing quite well in his last years as a professional footballer. But beyond that, I think most of the teams that he has had, he's always had like a lot of young players, unproven youngsters, with who don't really have that big an ego, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's where my question marks are about Ralf Rangnick, But apart from that, I mean, let's see what he does. We're going to find out soon enough. The game, I mean, the first game yesterday. BC, your thoughts? First game of Ralf Rangnick. Did you see the game against Crystal Palace? Any changes? Anything to shout about?
I watched another London game.
Oh yeah.
His
team.
His team.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think maybe you guys have got to think about building a statue for Fred as well, man. He finally scored a bit of a hurler of a goal.
That's the beauty of a new manager.
Mascot thing already, man.
There's a rumor going around though, Rash. There's a rumor going around, guys. Lakshan, Keshav as well. There's a rumor going around that Ralf Rangnick walked into his first training session and
Speaking of Harry Maguire, I got a question for the two United fans here.
Yes. Bring it on.
Why is he still on the pitch?
I also don't know, BC.
I mean,
I know that because Varane is injured, probably, just to see how he plays in the first few games. But I can tell you, when Varane is back, I'm pretty sure Ralf will switch it up. Like, he will play Lindelof, because I don't think Lindelof deserves to be dropped. I think, Ras, if you agree with me, do you agree with me on that? I don't think Lindelof should be dropped. I think Maguire should be dropped in the first place. So
you think that Maguire will be dropped and captaincy taken off because Varane is back?
That's the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do.
Do you think that Maguire will be partnering Varane instead?
Most likely that's going to happen, DC. I think realistically, most likely that's going to happen regardless of what our opinions are. But I would have to say, yesterday against Crystal Palace, he did well. He normally does well for England as well. So let's see.
There's one thing I'll say in favor of Ralf. But he's. I mean, you look at his history, etc. Like you mentioned, Raj. He's not scared of making brave decisions, basically. So he's his way or the highway. So he'll drop the big egos. He will play a lot of youngsters. And a good example was yesterday. He brought on Anthony Elanga, I think.
Yeah,
he did well.
He had no issues taking off Rashford. He had no issues taking off Bruno Fernandes at some point in the game as well. And I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of young players getting a chance. You're going to see young players coming into the squad, which means he won't have an issue dropping a lot of the big egos and not playing them, which may be there's a good chance if Harry Maguire doesn't perform, he'll drop him out.
True.
That's a possibility. But
it's his way or the highway. He's a stubborn guy. All right, anyway, moving on from United. United obviously have picked up 6 points, so closing the gap. But let's talk a little bit about, we'll come to Spurs now, BC, but let's talk a little bit about the team that's flying in fourth right now.
Mr. Keshav is smiling from year to year.
And the team that just opened up the title race a little bit for us. So let's talk a bit about West Ham round the clock. Keshav is a brilliant game. I saw the game. I thought it was a really good game to watch. Very much like the West Ham. Yeah, very much like the West Ham Liverpool game as well. Quality game. And I thought, again, very much like the Liverpool game, West Ham turned it on in the second half. and played really well in that second half. Actually, what were your thoughts on the game, man?
Yeah, brilliant game. First half, I thought I was really, really disappointed. I did not like how West Ham played because we gave too much respect to Chelsea. Because if you saw the game, we gave too much space. We were very nervous. I think playing, we looked very flat. And good goal. Those two goals could have been rectified. Thiago Silva header. I mean, Fabianski should have done better. And the Mason Mango, I don't know how we defended that, but we should have sort of defended that better. That Bowen when that penalty came, Bowen pressed.
What a player, Bowen.
Yeah, what a player. Bowen pressed Mendy. We were very smart to put Antonio and Bowen to go and target Mendy, and Mendy, that's definitely a penalty. And a good goal by Lanzini. And I thought, okay, let's see how we do second half. And wow, second half was brilliant, really good. And that's the team I wanted. Pressed on the ball. I'll say this again. We don't want to give respect to big teams, and right now we shouldn't, because same thing we did with Liverpool, which we gave huge respect first half, and then second half we did the same thing, which only Liverpool in a way. So this game, second half we played brilliantly. Antonio, I don't know what Antonio was doing first half. Was really poor, but second half he came out alive. Bowen again, brilliant player, pressed on the ball. Then we got confidence, and then we scored a good goal by Bowen. I don't know, a long shot, which is really good. And I don't know. I would like to get your thoughts on this. I don't know what Masuaku was doing. I thought that goal was going to go. I thought it was a cross.
Oh my god!
I was thinking, is that a goal? Is that a cross? I was so happy. I thought, really, is that a goal? Then Lakshman saw. I think that it was a goal. Yeah, it looked like
it was a cross actually, but obviously.
Trust me, Keshav, even when Fred scored the goal, I thought was a cross first. So, to be honest. So,
but Masuaku was definitely a cross, Masuaku. That was a definite cross.
No. I thought he aimed at the goalkeeper and he saw the goalkeeper off his line, he whacked it.
It's a lucky goal, but I think it was it was intended to be a shot.
Yeah.
Well, open to interpretation, But one thing it showed you, Edward Mendy is not as great as they make him out to be. I thought he had a really poor game overall.
No. It's not Mendy's fault, It's not Mendy's fault. It's the so-called world best players' fault, What stupid second game in a row, stupid back pass.
I'm talking about the Masuaku goal, bro.
That Masuaku goal is not Mendy's fault. Goalkeepers are supposed to stand that way. The first goal is his fault. No, bro, the first goal is
Okay. It's the ball's fault. The ball chose the net, not the keeper's hands.
When players are trying to cross the ball in, the keeper don't stay on the line. Keeper comes out of the line. Nobody expects Masuaku to shoot. That was a good goal. Mendy was at the right position. But the first goal, he was stupid. Not bloody clear.
He didn't clear the ball.
I think he probably expected something better from the world's best player.
I'm going to say something I think Declan Rice is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. There's no doubt about it. He was unbelievable again. I think it was awesome end-to-end engine. And then
he was everywhere.
Liverpool were rumoured in the summer to be after Jared Bowen, and I can see why now, actually. So I think there's a good chance they may go after him again. He's quality. He presses really well. He seems like a Jurgen Klopp player. Presses well. Good on the ball, makes really good runs inwards, scores goals as well. I'm sorry to say, Keshav, but I think we might go after him, and he seems like a really top-class player. He can really improve as well. He seems like he has a couple more gears to go into, Jared Bowen.
Yeah, and also, I was going to emphasize on, I think, also, yes, on Kurt Zuma's injury, actually, he was limping off during the game, hamstring. So I think my worry is, I'm very worried about this because two of our best set of defenders are out. Because I think now that's very worrying because
that's Ogbonna and Kurt Zuma.
Yeah, and I hope it's not an ankle or knee injury because Ogbona's out for the end of the season. Kurt Zuma, hopefully it's not out because if it is, we're doomed already.
I think he's out for at least 3 or 4 weeks. He's pulled his hamstring, man. He's easily out for 3 or 4 weeks.
Masuaku,
he will whack the ball.
But brilliant win. I thought the last three games we dipped in form. I think we lost against Wolves and Man City. The Man City one, I mean, I was thinking whether to blame the snow or not because I thought that game was heavily or with snow. But
Yeah, it was a bit
mm,
too much of snow on the pitch. Yeah. Saw the game.
yeah, and Brighton, I don't know, typical Brighton because I remember West Ham play always Brighton. We always seem to lose against them. It's like a bogey team. They're always a bogey team. I saw that game. We played well first half, and then typical Brighton with the way they play, we got very nervy, and then Northy scored a brilliant bicycle kick. That one I have to say.
Yep.
And
It's a great comment by Karan, man. You give managers time to implement the ideas. You get the result of West Ham. Like, they're working as a team under Moyes. And that's basically a hint to you, like Russ and Ram. You should have given David Moyes time, my friends.
Harry, here's the
No
thing,
way,
right?
no way.
Whenever we talk about David Moyes doing well, right? Harry will always bring this up, and put something up,
tell you what,
about he should stay
Liverpool
with
should have
United.
given Roy Hodgson time. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, correct.
Legend
Some
of the game.
managers
Roy
are just
Hodgson.
not good enough for a
right.
club
No, I just
like
feel that
Manchester
this West
United
Ham,
or Liverpool.
the
I
West
mean-
Ham team
I
right
mean-
now is a once in a generation kind of team. All young, hungry. I think they are doing very well, but I don't think it's down to Dave Moyes.
I think he has a lot to play, bro. I think he's got a
He
lot
has
to do
to.
with
You
it as
cannot
well.
take any credit away from him. But I
Yeah.
think the credit all goes to the players. And West Ham is known to have a very good academy to begin with.
Yeah.
that's
This
right,
is
yeah.
classic, bro. This is classic, The team does badly. I know it's all about the manager. Like, team doing well. No, it's all about the players.
No,
Like. I think you got to
that's
give
it.
David
Don't
Moyes
take
credit, bro.
anything away from the
This-
manager.
West Ham had top quality players even under Manuel Pellegrini, bro. But they were crap.
What top quality player you tell me? They got bloody Carlos Tevez and nearly got relegated.
Exactly what I'm trying to say. So basically, it's all down to the manager. The manager has a big part to play in it.
I
They had
think it's a
Mascherano,
yes
they had
and-
Tevez, they almost went down.
I think it's a yes and no. I mean, take nothing away from David Moyes. But to say everything is David Moyes and he should be given time to build a team, I think that is the idea itself is very flawed.
Okay.
Would you have given
Okay.
Kenny Dalglish time in his second run?
I would have, but the coach they didn't, because he won a trophy with us. He won a trophy that year, and we had been trophyless for a long time. But our owners didn't
It
do
was a
that.
League
But
Cup, right?
fair enough, they won the League Cup that
Would
year.
you have
We made the
given
FA
Roy
Cup
Hodgson
final.
time?
Roy Hodgson, no. Roy Hodgson took us into a relegation zone, my friend. Where Moyes never took United into the relegation zone. There's a difference.
No. United went from Sir Alex Ferguson,
Yep.
who having a crap team and won the league, to David Moyes, same team, playing like shit.
But then let me ask you a question. They gave David Moyes 8 months. They gave Van Gaal 3 years. He didn't do jack shit with that team. They gave
Actually, to be
Mourinho 3 years.
honest,
He didn't do jack shit with that team, my friend.
I think David Moyes shouldn't even be hired to begin with. It was a bad choice. It was a bad choice.
I think you know what, I think I agree at
Yeah,
some
I agree.
points here, but I have to say that David Moyes, right, over the years, he went back to Everton and whatnot. He went into different management, but I felt over the years he has become a better manager than he was at United, for sure. This is so evident. He has developed his own philosophy in terms of attack. I think he has a very attacking mindset, which is nice to see. And of course the players that he has brought in, like Mikel Antonio and so on. So I think not just as a manager of just managing a football team, but I think he has grown into that manager that can find players into a system, like how you see Jurgen Klopp is good in finding players that fits the system. So I think to give Moyes some sort of credit, I think he has developed a system that lays a very strong foundation, that when the next manager takes over will be easy to actually deal with
Basically,
that. So I
it's very
think, yeah.
simple. Very
Yeah.
simple. I mean, I was obviously tongue in cheek when I said this. United should have given to Moyes time. Like, he's not a good fit for a club like United, but for a club
Yeah,
like West
yeah.
Ham, just like he was with Everton, he adds structure. He organizes the team, and I think you have to give him credit for the way they're playing.
Yeah,
You can't just say it's
exactly.
good players.
Exactly.
He's the one who signed a lot of these players, and the
Exactly.
team is playing well. So I think you got to
Yeah,
give him
yeah.
credit. Yeah.
So basically, Moyes is good for a mid-tier team, lousy team.
Yeah. but I won't be surprised now. I won't be surprised if this year West Ham proves something special in the season,
Nope,
because
I don't
they
think
look
so.
like they are looking like in thereabouts. So I have a feeling that if they continue that run, they might be able to pull something
If
off.
they didn't have the injuries that they had now in centre back, because they don't have a big squad, right? I think I would have fancied them to finish fourth, because they're a good side, man. They're consistent with their performances in general. So
Maybe
kudos
a
to them. I
Europa
mean,
League.
yeah, I think they could still do the Europe. They could still win. I mean, they're going good in the Europa League, isn't it? They're going well in the
Yeah.
Europa
Sidetrack a
League.
bit, sidetrack a bit. You know, recently there was a poll on top 100 British stadiums. Number 1 and number 2 was Rangers and Celtic. Number 3 was Anfield. Number 4 was someone. Number 5, I think, was Old Trafford. 6, then Spurs. West Ham Stadium not even in top 100.
Yeah, the atmosphere is crap. The new stadium is crap, bro.
Yeah.
New stadium.
Upton Park was better, yeah.
Upton Park was amazing. The
Upton
atmosphere
Park
of
yeah,
Upton Park
was
was
good.
crazy.
The
This stadium-
atmosphere and all.
Even
This
Highbury
stadium
was
atmosphere.
better.
I think if West Ham can keep this team intact for another 2 years, you might see them challenging for top 4.
That's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
possible.
yeah.
I think they will lose players, lah. They will lose. It's
Exactly.
pretty clear
I
they will
don't
lose
think they
players,
can
lah.
keep all of them.
Okay,
at least-
Hari,
at
you
least.
said they're going to lose players. You say they're going to lose players, right? What I think is they might lose.
Declan
players,
Rice is going to
but
move, bro. Declan Rice. If they don't
Yeah,
make
yeah.
Champions League
No.
this year, Declan Rice moves. Yeah.
They might lose players, but I think they might also get a lot more players want to come in and play for West Ham. I do feel
The
there's going to be a good
the
shift.
Younger.
hungry players.
Yeah. So I think
And,
that will also be possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get a quick-
get that Lingard lah.
Let's get a quick prediction from everyone here. Like, where will West Ham finish at the end of the season? I want to get your thoughts. Ram,
I'll say fourth.
you make Champions League. BC,
Top 6. Not top
six,
4. 5 or
top
6.
six is that's pretty
Not-
cool,
not
man.
top four, 5 or 6.
Keshav,
I would say first. Just joking.
Well, that'll be great.
Great prediction, Kishan.
We will all support it.
Yes.
But I'd like us to, let's do it step by step. I'm going to put a bit lower. I would say top 8. I would say top 8.
Top 8.
I think we can, top 8.
oh wow,
Yeah, I
okay.
remember Keshav
Lakshan?
saying that. I think Keshav said that before. Yeah.
Fifth.
Lakshan? Fifth, fair enough. What about you, Russ?
Yeah, around there, 5th, 6th, thereabouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the injuries are going to cost them, so I'm probably going to go 5th or 6th as well. 5th or 6th. I think that's where they will finish the end of the season. Very quick note, very quick, guys. What about Chelsea, man? They dropped points. They dropped points against Burnley recently. They dropped points against United at home. They looked a bit toothless against United as well. And here,
The last
I
3
think
games
they-
haven't been convincing.
Yeah, and they're conceding goals again. They were keeping clean sheets before, but now they're conceding goals again. And then Lukaku looks like a bit of a, what do you call that? Duck out of water.
Clumsy Manchester United
Yeah.
striker.
I only
Yeah.
will tell you about this for Lukaku Padan Muka. Padan Muka, you joined Chelsea. You're doing well at Inter, you should have stayed at
Lukaku,
Inter.
Hey,
Yep.
Yeah.
The fans
Hey,
love
guys,
you, you
I-
should have stayed there.
Actually, Russ, you're an Inter Milan fan as well.
Lukaku is overrated.
Yeah, I am.
You're an Inter Milan fan as well. So I want to ask you this:
Yeah.
what is the difference? Why was he doing really well at Inter Milan, and now obviously he looks a bit like a duck out of water at Chelsea? I don't know whether it's the way they play. It doesn't suit him, or they're not playing to his strength. Do you think that's the reason why? Or?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
That is it. Because when obviously he played for United as well, and then when I saw his performances at United compared to at Inter, it's like day and night difference. And
Yeah.
Antonio
Inter, he
Conte
was
had a
brilliant.
big part,
Yeah.
to play in it as well, because he developed him in as a player. A lot of things that he couldn't do at United, he did better when he was at Inter, and they played to his strengths. So that's why you saw a different Lukaku at Inter. And also, when you're a player is also a human being. When the fans respond to you nicely, warmly, you will give a lot more of yourself, and you'll be a different player. So the Inter fans loved him,
Yeah.
and so that he reciprocated in kind. In England, it's from the time he joined United, I think he's been crucified by the media, and then that plays in the minds of the fans, and then the fans also get there's some mumblings. So
But-
I don't think he's really felt the love that he had at Inter in England.
No, but you say he's developed as a player. Conte developed him as a player, but he doesn't
Yeah.
look like he's developed as a player. He seems like the United Lukaku again, lah. If you ask me honestly, I mean,
Well, that
is it
foot has been taken out of him,
because
lah.
is it because he was playing in the Italian league, maybe, and the league's different, or maybe because he was having a partner with him. He played. I think they played a front two
Yeah,
in
he
Inter
played
Milan.
front two. Yes, correct. He cannot. I think as a lone striker, he find it a bit difficult. Even for Belgium, when I see him play for Belgium, he isn't quite that same player like he was at Inter. Like in the Euros, I saw he's playing as a lone striker. Easy to take him on. Defensively, he'll go out, run out in the channels. But Belgium has better quality players that can make the runs into the box and make themselves available. So you don't feel if you don't score, it's okay. He can still set
I,
them up.
I,
But
I, I think at Chelsea is the same thing because you have players that can score goals.
yeah,
So
so
like you
I
have.
also felt that when he was injured, I didn't feel that Chelsea really were like missing him or
I thought
were
they were
so
doing better.
desperate.
They were doing better
Yeah,
without him. They're scoring more
yeah,
goals.
I
Yeah.
don't feel they were so desperate to have him back. Even when they play against United, he didn't really come on until quite late because Chelsea they felt okay. We can still manage this without Lukaku.
Hmm.
I think it's
Yeah.
the curse of the big money Chelsea striker thing. Name me one successful big money Chelsea striker.
Fernando Torres.
Yeah, I was going to say that. He failed.
Yeah,
He
possible.
failed big
Yeah,
time
yeah,
at
correct.
Chelsea.
No, I think
Yeah.
Lukaku, I've seen it from day one. Lukaku is a good player. He only makan small things.
Yeah.
I
And
don't think
Yeah,
Maguire-
Even at Inter, yes, I have to
Yeah.
agree with that because he did well against AC Milan, but his record against Juventus is not great. He's not scored a goal against Juventus at all, and against Bonucci and Chiellini as central defenders. Even other big games, Roma, Lazio,
not needed.
even
in Belgium.
Atalanta, and all these big games, he never really quite performed.
Even Belgium, Italy won the Euro Cup is because Lukaku decided to let them win it. 2 open chances, he missed it. So I was very happy when Chelsea bought him because Chelsea was just destroyed an expensive striker. Look at Timo Werner.
So,
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
question. So I'm going to ask a question, guys. Quick question around the block before we move on to we sort of wrap the show up and we talk about Spurs, we have to give BC some Spurs love, but so we have to. But as we're just very quickly speaking about Lukaku and Chelsea in general, I feel like they've tailed off a bit the last few games. Do you think it's a case of teams have started to slightly work out Tuchel's tactics? Just throwing it out there.
I don't think so. I think the players, the Chelsea players you noticed yesterday against who is that? West Ham.
Yeah.
It was the first goal individual mistake.
Yep.
It was individual mistake, and the third goal was, like it or not, it was a fluke goal. He meant it, but it was a fluke goal.
Fluke goal, yeah.
No, it was a nice goal, no doubt. It was a nice
Yeah.
shot. I think he meant it, but it was fluke goal. Let him shoot that 100 times, he probably scored it once. So, and then the previous game, it's also Jorginho's mistake against United when he decided to pass to Sancho.
Yep.
Yeah, so I still think Chelsea is the team to beat along with Liverpool and of course Man City. You cannot rule them out. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think now the thing is you just have to stick to Jorginho because this world best player will just screw you up.
Yeah.
I felt
think-
Jorginho is he's suffering from the hangover of the summer.
The United. Yeah.
Of the Euros
Euro.
and all he's
Yeah.
played. I don't feel he's that bad a player when
No,
he's
not bad,
when he's
but he's
when
not
he's
the
playing.
world's best player.
Yeah, of course he's not the
Everyone
world's
say
best. He's not the world's
Yeah.
best player, but I wouldn't say. For Italy, I think I felt he was an integral part of the Italian team.
Yeah, but
So
he also
Actually,
missed the penalty. He
actually
missed the
throwing it out
penalty that put Italy in the
yeah,
playoff.
that's the reason why Italy, has to play his stupid
He's
playoff.
supposed to be a penalty expert somehow.
Correct.
Actually,
Yeah,
just
so
throwing-
that is a bit of a
I think it takes
downer.
a beating to his confidence.
Actually,
He probably
throwing it out-
has. Yeah.
throwing it out there, has Chelsea's form tailed off also because Ankit is a big fan of this guy, but Mateo Kovacic, I always maintain
he
that
was
Chelsea.
brilliant.
I feel the one area of weakness Chelsea has is central midfield because I feel they don't have enough options in there, strong
Kante.
options. So I think Jorginho, then there's Kovacic's Kante. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek is okay, but I don't think he's that good. He's never
Mason
really
Mount?
smashed it.
Pulisic.
Mason Mount plays further forward. He doesn't play central
Yeah.
midfield.
What about
the double
Pulisic?
pivot.
That's Saul also. He's team, but not
What's happened to
So
him?
I don't know. I just noticed that Kovacic hasn't been playing for a while. I think he's injured or something. And Ankit is a big fan of his. He say he progresses the ball well. He keeps the ball well. Chelsea fans love him. So maybe it's the fact that they're missing him. And obviously Kante has been in and out with injuries
Yeah.
as well.
Actually, you forgot one guy. They signed Saul Niguez, and
And
he's
he's
still
like,
absolute
Yeah,
flop.
Saul, yeah.
Forgotten man already.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Forgotten man already. Because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
scored all the games he played.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I actually feel that's where their weakness is potentially, right? Because they signed Saul to give them some depth in that department. Obviously, Saul's not made it. Kovacic is injured. Kante drops out, and then you see Jorginho's weakness being exposed. Because maybe Kante and Kovacic are the one who do the leg running or the work for Jorginho. And now you see, I mean, he doesn't have the legs, right? Jorginho is more of the man who keeps the ball ticking. So maybe now you see some weakness, and that's why they're conceding a lot of goals right through the middle of the field now as well. So
I also think it's the left wing back position, like because Marcus Alonso is not as good as defensively as Chilwell. Yeah.
It's a really good point. And Ben Chilwell has been scoring a lot of goals as well, actually.
Yeah.
Chelsea of late.
And here's my before you ask the question, that is my prediction, because Antonio Conte is in Spurs right now. I can foresee Lukaku moving to Spurs, in a 1-2 years time. So that could possibly happen. I don't think DC will be very happy with.
No. It's Conte will want him, but you know what's the problem or not? Daniel Levy won't spend more than 20 million, my friend. 100 million out of question.
And that will frustrate Conte.
Yep.
Conte will not spend Lukaku for Spurs, lah.
A quick question, guys. Origi the cult hero, or Lukaku the better striker for Belgium?
Lukaku lah.
Origi.
Lukaku lah.
No
Origi
doubt.
is the Lord, bro. Origi is the Lord.
Lord Arsenal, Lord Bettner.
Lord Bettner. Yeah. All right, Spurs, BC. Tell us about Antonio Conte and the difference, because I haven't been watching Spurs actually. I've just been seeing the results. Son has picked up form again. And I think Conte, I mean, apart from the horrible defeat you had in Europa League against the bottom ranked team in the tournament or something, some team called Muri or something like that. Apart from that, Conte has been pretty good. You picked up 2 wins out of 2 recently as well in the league. Son is scoring goals again. Obviously, Harry Kane is the one who's not scored anything.
He's misfiring, man. Harry Kane.
Big time. But how give us your thoughts, like, because I'm not watching Spurs. How is it going with Spurs? Your football better under Conte? Do you enjoy watching it more? Do you see more structured?
Definitely. Nuno was an unfortunate appointment. The guy's a nice guy. I don't think it's just like Moyes at United. He shouldn't even be appointed to begin with. So it was a wrong fit to begin with. So I wish him the best. I really wish him the best. He's a nice guy. It's not his fault. But with the 3 centre backs, right, playing 3 at the back, it actually suits. You see, Eric Dyer now has been given added responsibility. You can see that who's given the responsibility when you see who's the one in the center of the 3. And then Ben Davies. Ben Davies has always been known to be a defender, not an attacking wing. He offers almost next to nothing attacking wise. So he's now playing his natural position, left side of the center. Then on the right, you supposed to have Romero and all lah, but you have Tanganga now lah. I mean,
not Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
So I think, but honestly, we have not been tested yet. We have not played any of the better teams per se. We played Leeds a couple of weeks ago. Then Brentford, who is supposed to. Then Norwich is a game that you're supposed to win. So the good thing yesterday was the way the players played. But of course, it is still a work in progress. I don't expect any miracle. He himself said he doesn't expect any miracle. It's a work in progress. I don't expect too much. I don't expect too much. I think it's a good thing that the players are now happy. You can see they are smiling and all, the way they play and all. So it's a good thing. As for Kane, against Brentford, he had a very good chance. Solid save from the Brentford keeper, 1-on-1. I think Kane, anytime soon, he will start to score already. Anytime soon. You can see that he's getting sharper already. But he's been prevented by good saves from the keeper. But for Kane's standard, I think it should be, and Conte like a striker like Kane. Conte likes this kind of striker, so I think Kane will regain his form in a way lah, but hopefully sooner rather than later lah. And I'm happy
what's the formation he's been going with? I mean, Ras, you also can help here because you know Conte, right, from Inter Milan. But what formation has been going with?
He's basically playing 3 in the center with 2 wing backs, and then 2 in the center. One is doing the defensive job, and one is the playmaker, which is now Oliver Skip. And then he's playing 3 forward, but one spear hit lah.
So the 2 in the middle are who Skip and Højbjerg, is it?
And Højbjerg now, and Skip. I need to give this boy the praise lah. he used to be the upgraded version of Harry Winks, who can only pass sideways. Now Skippy is starting to attack a lot. Because Skip can actually attack, but don't know why he wasn't attacked under Nuno. He can attack. If you watch last season's games he played for Norwich, he's attacking. He's like the deeper kind of playmaker. So I'm very happy that he's doing the job now. Because our two playmakers are useless. One always injured, and one always not fit. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. And then Lucas also starting to play one.
Oh, what a goal! What a goal!
Oh, what a goal!
That was a great goal.
Solid goal, but and Tim Krul is our boogie keeper, by the way. He once saved 10 shots against us in the game.
So what is he doing?
Who are your playmakers? Who are your
He's playing
playmakers?
He's playing Son and Lucas behind Kane.
Playmakers will be Lo Celso and Ndombele.
Oh, okay.
One will fly halfway across the world, go Argentina, then get injured. Then one will stay at home, but also get injured.
No, the other one stay at home and eat Naslima, bro. He never fit, bro. He just doesn't look fit at any point in time. He looks like he's pounding packets of Naslima every day.
The thing is, and Ndombele is actually very fit, mind you. He's very fit. It's just that the way he plays, he looks like he's injured. But he's actually very fit. If he does the big test, he probably pass it with flying colours.
But he always takes him off around 60 minutes. And he looks like he always they always take him off.
That's just a belief. But actually, you can see he actually plays well when he plays longer. But the thing is, because of the way he plays, he uses too much of his body. Very tiring, I know. Like Dembele, it's very tiring. So he gets pulled off very, very soon. But he did play 90 minutes games and all, which we were always wow. But then again, that guy, the head is not there.
Yeah. But how is Son playing under the new system with Conte?
I think the system, the three up front, Sonny, Kane and Lucas, I think is doing very well. They are starting to look at their link-up play is starting to be there again, which is a very good thing, lah.
Yeah. Oh, awesome, Russ. Your very quick thoughts on this, Russ, before we sort of wrap things up. I mean, you give some insights to our friend here as well, BC, who's under Conte. You watched Conte for 2 years, I think, at Inter Milan. Does it take time to get going? His teams take time to get going generally. Is that the kind of formation he plays, and what can they expect? What can Spurs fans expect?
The formation, I'm surprised. I mean, three at the back, I'm not surprised with that. But then the rest of it, I think I'm a bit surprised. But then again, when he was at Chelsea, so he played like 3-4-3. At Inter, it's been 3-5-2. So it's like Lukaku and Lautaro.
No choice of the Inter team better.
Pardon?
The Inter team got better players, can play to his preferred position.
But then again,
you have to make good, yes.
But this has also got to do with the injury-prone players. Like he's got to safeguard those players as well. So that's why he's playing a different formation in that sense.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's because he's coming midway through the season. It isn't his team yet, so he hasn't built the team. So it's got to
question on that, right? Question on that, right? Isn't his team yet, right? He's probably going to want some signings in January.
Yeah,
what's he like as what's he like as a person who's demanding of someone like Daniel Levy? So tell us the pros of having a manager like Conte, and then the cons of having a manager like Conte.
The pros is, of course, if you give him what he wants, he can transform the player. He can get them to play well. But then again, he likes players, all his old players, which is what happened with Inter last season. He went and signed Arturo Vidal and Alexander Kolarov, and all these players are finished players. Ashley Young actually did quite well when he joined initially. Then after that, he punched it. But so Conte likes his old players, but he's also not afraid. If any of these guys are not doing well, like last season, Kolarov, he started with him. Then he can see he's not up to it. Off he went to the bench. Vidal, the same thing. He was, having a rant at him during a game, in one of the games, and then off he went. Vidal on the bench again, not to be seen, because then Christian Eriksen also came through. So that's probably the pros of having Antonio Conte. He's not afraid of egos or handling egos. He'll drop players and he'll play players that are in form. But the cons is, if you don't sign players that he wants, then he will throw the board under the bus. He won't throw the players under the bus. It's not like Mourinho will throw the players under the bus. he will most of the time target the board. He will target the owners, and you always lament that okay, you know what to do. I don't get the players I want. Then this is the results you get. So that is the con of having Antonio Conte. Even sometimes, like you might have won well, you're on a good run of form. Suddenly, in a press conference, he will just turn around and make it into something negative and blame the board that okay, I've not got the players. If not, we have done better. Something like that. He will always be. He is quite emotional and very
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 strongly
demanding,
opinionated lah. Basically, very highly opinionated fella.
so to
So he
speak
will.
lah. Yeah, lah. I feel his more of his emotions are unchecked. It's very
Okay.
difficult for him to contain it and to filter or whatever. He just blasts out whatever's on his mind.
So do you think the marriage is going to last long?
That is the thing. Daniel Levy, we know how he is as a owner. He doesn't really spend. So I don't know what promises they made with him when they signed him as a manager, because he had Fabio Paratici, and that guy is in a bit of a trouble right now. So don't know if he'll remain as a Spurs managing director for long. Is he managing director? What's he? Sporting
Football
director?
I think.
Sporting
Technical director.
Yeah. So he's under investigations. So good luck to him. Let's see how that one went.
How about you, BC, is the marriage going to last longer? This marriage.
So
in your
from what I
opinion?
know, Paratici is not in trouble. Is Juve, because
Yeah, but he was
basically-
part of the
Yeah, he's
negotiation
part of it, but,
team and all that.
For my links, those two guys know my links with Spurs lah. So he is quite safe, but he will still be asked for investigation and all lah, because
Yeah.
he is the sporting director after all. I foresee at most 2 to 3 years with Conte.
Yeah, it's here and now, lah. You win now, lah. Basically, under Conte, it's win
Yeah.
now, and then he moves on.
And then
Yeah.
the good thing is he's a big fan of Ryan Mason. When Ryan Mason got the horrible head injury that ended his career,
Yeah.
Conte was one of the first to go to him and visit him and give him words of encouragement, and he promoted Ryan Mason to first team to work under him. So hopefully Ryan Mason can learn something from him and take over Conte where he left. Just like Joachim Lau and Klinsmann.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Hansi Flick as well. So it is like a continuation.
Succession planning, lah. Succession
Yes,
planning.
yes. In a way. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But like what I say, I'm not expecting too much this season. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
Okay, fair enough, lah. So
Yeah.
let's get a prediction. Since we did a West Ham one, let's get a prediction where Spurs going to finish this year, man. Let's start
Top
with you,
20.
Ram.
Cannot be top 20.
Hey,
18,
of course
19,
lah,
20
bro.
out already.
Top
Okay,
16
relegated, bro.
lah. Top 17
No lah.
lah.
No, I would say top 8 or a close top 6 fight lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
I
about
would
you,
say
Ram?
5 or 6.
Me,
Yeah.
I think 7th lah, like last season.
7. Ras, you say 5th, is it?
Yeah, 5th, 6th, around there, around where West Ham would be.
Okay. What about you, Lakshan?
7.
7. Okay, Chef. Above West Ham or below West Ham?
Currently, Spurs is above
I think
West Ham
we-
in this order.
Yeah. I would say I think Spurs might finish above. I probably would say because of injuries regarding right now. I mean currently, but yeah, I think they would finish above us. Probably, yeah. I think 6th.
Okay, since I've asked the question, since I've asked the
Weird.
question, BC, since I've asked the question, BB, let me reverse that question, because I think the top 3, everyone knows who's going to finish top 3. So who's going to get the 4th place, the coveted 4th spot in the Champions League then?
MU!
Surprisingly, I tell you, Spurs have been horrible this season. We win our game in hand, we go 4th.
Yep.
We are top of
Yeah.
the home's result table. We are just horrible away from home. And you have to consider we got trashed by United at home, and we are still top in the home table. So this season is a very, very weird season. So I really don't know who will finish 4th. It could be United, it could be West Ham, it could be us, but it will never be Arsenal.
Or Leicester City.
No, I'm serious. Arsenal has only been beating the lower teams and teams that are screwing up. The moment they went on a very good run, right? 9 games, 10 games, good run. They faced Liverpool. What happened?
Yeah.
Punch it.
Then they played Carrick at the wheel. What happened? Then you look at this. Arsenal is not gonna last.
Yeah.
Arsenal's gonna stop dropping points. And I mean, for how good they are, that fake Gordon Banks is starting to show his true colors. He's not that good.
Fake Gordon Banks. Fake Gordon Banks.
So I see it's really, I
Taking a
think
real bank.
honestly, it's between Chelsea and United for the fourth spot. I mean, not Chelsea, West Ham.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think
What about
United
you,
might
Russ?
just beat them to it because they got Cristiano Ronaldo.
What about you,
Yeah,
Russ?
I agree. Is I hope United, of course, but I think Chelsea, West Ham and Spurs would give us a good fight. It should be between the three of us. We're gonna have a mini league, United,
Yeah.
West Ham and Spurs.
Very
Interesting. What about you,
sad
Lakshan?
Yep.
Lakshan, what about you?
Spurs. Spurs. Yeah, I said Spurs 7th. For 4th, maybe if United could put a good run, I might bet on United, but I'll still say.
Actually, BC, you know what? Not you predicted Liverpool to win the title, right? I'm predicting Spurs to finish 4th, bro. Because I actually
Okay.
think under Antonio Conte, you will finish 4th because he's that good.
I think United will finish 4th, bro.
I
Come
think
on.
with Conte in charge, he gives you the edge. I think you finish 4th, bro.
He's just
That's
saying
my
that
prediction.
because he don't want
Spurs
United to finish 4th.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah, that is 100%. That's 100%
I mean,
true.
there is part of that in there as well, but also I think Conte gives you that edge, bro. He's there to win now, and as he gets results immediately, he'll get you.
And Harry, I got news for you. I don't think Liverpool will win the title this year.
It's okay, bro. Yeah, I don't need to. I mean, you said you were the one who said a few weeks ago that United were going to beat Liverpool at Old Trafford. So your predictions are obviously not correct.
No, correct. But maybe because Liverpool beat us at Old Trafford, maybe we might beat you at Anfield, lah. You know, it's give or take. You know, like
You just got to hope. You just got to hope it's not another final pasting, lah, bro. That's all.
No, it won't be. It won't be. Definitely not. That's not for sure. Now, guys, I want to ask you all this. I want to ask each and every one of you this question, okay? Because Hari asked me this question, I asked her this question, and today, since it's our 100th episode, I want to go around, and just ask you guys, what is your favorite episode of the PLot Malaysia? Whichever episodes you've caught, I want to know which is your favorite episode. Tell us a bit about it. Because today is a special episode, so we just want to get your thoughts. So BC, which is your favorite episode of the PLot Malaysia so far?
Any episode I'm in. No, but actually, okay. In serious thoughts, seriously, I remember when I first came on the show and when I first saw your show, Akash asked me to join. I saw that you guys were using Zoom, and I remember telling you guys, hey, you're so noob, stop using Zoom. So you guys have evolved, You guys have evolved from a noob show into what you are today, Got sponsors and all, 100 show, getting quality guests like me. I mean, honestly speaking, I enjoyed a few of it, but I really enjoyed the West Ham one. Because the brothers were almost like going to have a very friendly banter, but they're like, want to fight, quite funny. And of course, the United and Liverpool one, where you all had a lot of people, I was just eating popcorn and enjoying myself. I was like, hey, fight score You also, why was so nice to each other? Come on. But honestly, my favorite episode will be anything I'm in on.
All right, man.
Good job, bro. Always
thank
happy
you
to
so
have
much,
you on,
BC.
brother.
Always have you. It's not going to stop. Of course, you're gonna keep coming on the show as well. So
I'll
looking
come
forward
on
to
your
more.
1000s as well.
Sure, definitely, for sure. Thank you once again, BC, for sharing with us your favorite episode, of course, and of course for everyone who don't know, BC actually runs his own YouTube channel for Spurs. It's known as SpursNation TV. So yeah, check it out if you're a Spurs fan, and if you also if you're not a Spurs fan, enjoy as well. Facebook, yes, that's right. SpursNation TV. Keshav, moving on to you. which is your favorite episode? I know you've been you've been watching our episodes. You've commented on our episodes as well that you're not on. So, which is your favorite episode that you've enjoyed in the PLot Malaysia?
Again, I would like to say I think all. I think once I came into the show, I think it was. I think all the shows have been really good. I've been watching it, and
Thank you,
also I think the one with the other West Ham fan which came on. I forgot
Raja.
his
Oh,
name.
Raja.
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 I watched this and I got a bit inspired by what he said. Also, that's how I decided to come to the show. So I
All
think
right.
I like to encourage other clubs like other fans like Leicester, Aston Villa,
Yep.
just come on to the show and give your opinions because I think it's a whole how they say holistic football game. What I mean is all teams included give their
Yep.
opinions, and I think it's a good opportunity, and I think it's good channel, very good insights, good speakers have come on. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Yeah, enjoying it.
Anyway, sorry to burst your bubble. Leicester fans are now back to being Chelsea or Liverpool or Manchester United fans already.
Falling apart,
thanks
bro.
for the update, VC. I know,
The real ones is
Yes.
at Leicester and Thailand. The rest of the world all returned to their original club already.
Yeah, man. But Keshav, thank you so much for sharing with us your thoughts.
Thanks a
And
lot,
of course,
brother.
thank you. And of course, there'll be more episodes where we want to bring you on as well. But cheers to West Ham doing really well. Hopefully, they keep up the good run and they do something special.
Hey, what's that
for
song?
this
What's that
season.
song to sing? Blowing the bubbles.
Bubbles, something. What?
Keep blowing them bubbles,
yeah.
bro.
Keep blowing. I saw the bubbles was blowing after the eye doing the stadium, so it was pretty nice. Lakshan, moving on to you. Liverpool fan, Lakshan, Keshav's brother. So, which is your favorite episode?
I like the Liverpool Man United preview, the Shabi Singh.
Yeah.
I think Roshan as well came on,
Yep.
and also the Euro previews.
Oh, the Euro
yeah.
shows, yeah. The daily
Yeah.
Euro
Euro
shows we
shows,
did.
the
Yeah.
daily ones.
Yeah, so that was nice.
Right. All right. Thank you very, very much, Lakshan, as well. And of course, enjoy having you on the show. More to come, I'm sure. So looking forward to it. And hopefully, the next time we do a Liverpool Man United preview, we'll have you on. And hopefully, the final result is United win. So I can only hope for that to happen, but I don't know whether that's going to happen.
If you're looking for that sequence, Lakshan, you'll probably come on the show only in 10 years' time, lah. But yeah, that's right.
Man, okay, hurry. Okay, I know you had to say that, but okay, fine, yeah. But thank you very much, Lakshan, for sharing with us your thoughts.
Congratulations again.
Appreciate it.
Cheers,
Thank
thanks,
you.
guys.
Thank you so much. Ras, what about you? I know, you've been catching our shows as well, and you've been on our show a couple of times as well. So, which is your favorite episode?
This is the second time I'm on your show actually, but I got to know of you guys when you interviewed Shabby.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
that was the first time because that was a sequence where first I have got friends in Malaysia. They got the show called the Bola Bola Show. So they interviewed Shabby first, and then after that I interviewed him for my show, and then you interviewed him. So I was like, wow,
Yep.
okay, Shabby's everywhere now. So I like that episode. Of course, Shabby is always fun, nice
Yep.
person to speak to. So yeah, I liked his episodes. And of course, I like the episode I appeared in. I mean, it's not because of me or because of my co-guest that day, Kevin J. What a honor!
Kevin
What
J
an
was
honor to
awesome.
share the stage with him. So
Yeah,
in the virtual stage, not the real stage, but yeah, to speak and actually meet Kevin J. I think wow, wonderful.
Yeah, he was
thank you
brilliant,
so
man.
much.
Kevin
He was
brilliant.
brilliant. He shared so much insights, but of course, we enjoyed having you on the show as well. So
Yep.
sharing equally good insights. And I must say one thing though, Raz, your channel, talking about the past football, I think it's really, really awesome. I think it's something that brings a lot of nostalgic
Oh,
memories
big time, man.
of
Big time.
good football. Where the VAR was never existent. You see
Yeah,
some
yeah.
really, really hardcore football. I think, for those of you who are watching this today, if you want to know more about Ras's channel, so Ras, maybe just share something about your channel for the viewers. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. On YouTube
Yep.
as well. It's called Back Passt with Ras, and you can just search us. I think I can always share my links with you again,
Yeah.
and then you can link it up here, and then people can
Description,
just
yes.
can find us. Everything about football in the 90s and the 2000s, we covered it, and it's just not the podcast as well. We've got daily posts on our page on football from that era. So sometimes we have quizzes, sometimes we have, like recently we've started things where we just post about a player. Remember me, remember this player, remember this team. That kind of sequence, some quizzes, some fun, contest quizzes about football then. That we've always got daily content on our Facebook page and Twitter at least. So yeah, not just about the podcast.
Awesome.
Great,
and
great.
I've got to be honest, guys, I participate in some of those as well, quite regularly. I think, Ras, because I find it really nostalgic. And guys, if you want to watch Back Passt with Ras, the one episode you cannot miss is the Gerard Houllier Liverpool team. So stay tuned and watch that one.
Yeah.
Because Harry was there.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I must say, what amazing guests we have actually met throughout our 100 episodes. All of you are amazing, and of course, we want to actually have more episodes in the future. So shout out to all of you who are watching this, and of course, thank you for participating in all the live chats actively. You have regularly participated, so thank you so much for watching on our shows. Do also tell us what is your favorite episode of the PLot Malaysia, as we've just reached 100 episodes. At the same time, if you want to be in our show, just like the four of them over here, as you see, do let us know. Let us know which team you support, and of course, we would love to have you on our show. And also shouting out to all those fans out there who support Leicester City. You could be a Southampton fan, all those teams that are not really the most common teams that you can find. We would love to have you on the show as well, because we would like to hear from you, so that we can actually pick your brain on your favorite team, and of course, get to know more about you as well. So yeah, Hari, any last words you want to say? Anything you want to add?
No, that's about it, man. It's been brilliant getting to 100, guys. Thanks for joining us on the show. One other thing I'd like to say is stay tuned, guys. There are going to be some big developments, I think, from our side over the next month or so. December is normally a time when we free ourselves up, so we're going to be focusing a lot on the channel, and there'll be some interesting developments coming up. But in the meantime, over to you, Ram.
All right. Thank you once again, guys, for joining our very special episode today. So this is us signing off from our 100th episode. This is the show for the fans. Join us, guys.
Bye, the fans.
Woo! 100, yo! 100.
Ralph's at the wheel. Ralph's at the wheel.
Ralph's at the wheel. I will sing that song, no problem. Ralph's at the wheel, anytime.
Guys, and signing off.
Bye, guys.
Just one final note. Anyone who wants to contribute to the statue of Divock Origi, do let us know as well, because that's something we're looking to get it.
Just let Hari know. Just let Hari know.
Yes, just let me know. The cult hero Divock Origi is going to have a statue very soon. Cheers, guys.
Yes.
Cheers.
Ciao. Guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.